Alright, so we're going to be talking about DLC Pack 10 for Xenoverse 2, but more importantly, we're going to be talking about beyond DLC Pack 10 for Xenoverse 2, because with this DLC pack, people have been really in that middle ground. I've seen some people really satisfied because they finally got a character or characters they've been longing for, like Android 21, we got her. Maju, we got him. So that's out of the way. We don't have to hear any more complaints about those characters. But on the same hand, you got people that are really underwhelmed at not so much Android 21, but Maju. And I don't get why Android 21 is a middle ground character, because Dimps was actually not lazy this time. They could have done a completely copy and paste quick patch job with this character, copied her Majin 21 model and just gave us that. But they went that extra stroke to just go in with the character, make the base form the main attraction, and you don't know, maybe somewhere down the line you might get Majin 21, they might end DLC Pack 10 on a cliffhanger. You don't know what these people might do with these characters. Now that's to say that DLC Pack 10 has a story mode, which as of late they've not been having story modes with their DLC packs. That's just kind of a flip of the coin. But I want to talk about what future characters can we get in DLC Pack 11 or Ultra Pack 3 or whatever name they concoct next. Now, personally, I'm going to be hedging my bets on characters like Kale, and a lot of people have been pointing out Topo, but at this point, I think if you're not a Saiyan character or a top A tier character, I think you almost have no choice. I mean, Topo, yeah, he's interesting. I mean, ever since he did that one episode where he turned into a guy of destruction and took Frieza to task, people have been requesting that character, but his popularity has fallen off. Like, he was hot for those first maybe 2 or 3 months. Everyone wanted him. Everyone was hedging their bets on the next DLC pack having him. And DLC pack after DLC pack, you didn't have him. But there is a character that is, you know, they have a chance. It's Kale. So with Kale, you have a multitude of things that you could do. You could go and explore the base form route of the character and just go it that way. I mean, you can make her a Gohan-esque or Kid Gohan-esque type character that has hidden potential or whatever. Like, maybe you could make them a sleeper character. Maybe they don't look as strong at first, but later on they, you know, that type of thing with that character. Plus, modders have already done the model. You have the voice work by one of those voice actors that shall not be named. But I mean, all the groundwork is laid there for that character. With Topo, you got too many problems, because if you go with the guy of destruction form, then you leave out the entire story with the base form. Like, you can't do one or the other with Topo. You either have to have the base form, and you're probably not going to get the transform state, or you get the transform state with no context, with no base form. So that's why Topo can't be in. So we got Kale, but no Topo. Now, what's next? Because obviously just one character is not going to do it. So in a hypothetical DLC Pack 11, like I said, if you're not a Saiyan or if you're not a top A tier requested character, I pretty much think you have no chance. So the second character that would accompany Kale would inevitably have to be who's been requested a lot. Oh, that's right, Cumber. Now, I can see Cumber being added into Xenoverse 2 because he's maintained relevance and popularity ever since his debut in Dragon Ball Super. Well, actually, Dragon Ball Super Heroes, Dragon Ball Heroes, whatever they're marketing that as. At the time, I remember it was Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So they have umpteen names. But Cumber has been like an enduring popularity. He's had an enduring popularity. Everyone in the community wants this character. He's essentially Bane, but a Saiyan. Like, he has the whole little voice mask thing going on. I mean, I think the English dub would be interesting, because would they do the actual voice effect? That's the questions that would have to be answered in a English dub game. So I would be interested to see which path would they go down. And this would be their opportunity to maybe I don't know, test a transformation system out, because like when you got transformations in Xenoverse 2, they're very vanilla. But with a character like Cumber, like, he has such an array of transformations. You have the Grade 8 form, you have his Super Saiyan form, you have Super Saiyan 3, you have the Dark Aura, which could theoretically be its own transformation. So you have a lot of different routes to go down with the character of Cumber. So at this point in time, you got two characters, Kale, Cumber. Now, who would be a hypothetical third? Because remember, with DLC packs for Xenoverse 2, you'll typically get 2 to 3 to at the highest 4 characters, because usually you have 2 free characters and then you'd have 2 paid DLC characters. So I'm imagining that maybe Kale would fall into the category of being free DLC and Cumber would fall into the category of being paid DLC. Now, what is next? Who's another character that we can throw in? So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Grand Priest Goku. Grand Priest Goku was so relevant and so hot at that moment that the entire fan base went wild before they could even know what he was capable of, before they even knew what his moveset was. Just seeing the suit on Goku was enough to sell people on this character. And with the popularity of Ultra Instinct, I think that a character like Grand Priest Goku would be an easy sell for anyone. And again, if you're not a Saiyan and if you're not a top A tier character, you pretty much don't have a chance. Now with a character like Grand Priest Goku, you have an A tier character in Goku, you have an A tier concept in Ultra Instinct, and a Grand Priest trained Goku, and he's a Saiyan, so he satisfies all prerequisites of becoming a DLC character. And again, this works to Dempsey's benefit because they wouldn't have to do too much work to make this character something real in Xenoverse 2. And a lot of people would be satisfied. Now you would have your detractors, you would have people with that same old song and dance of lazy old Demps, all you did was take Ultra be quiet. Like those people, like, I get there's times to complain and there's times not to complain. I typically, with Demps, I'm on the side of complaining with them because they do a lot of things wrong. But if they were to give us a Grand Priest Goku, I think it would just conveniently fall into their benefit of being a character that's essentially a copy and paste. But you could not lie and say that the fans did not want them. I got people lying that they didn't want Maju when I know for years, ever since Xenoverse 2 came out, that, oh, we're upset because Maju is in the game, and then now he's in the game and people are still complaining. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So now, final DLC character. We got Kale, Cumber, and Ultra Instinct or Grand Priest Goku. So what is the last character that could satisfy this fan base? And maybe this could potentially be the final DLC pack of Xenoverse 2. So DLC pack 11, last DLC. Let's pretend like it is. Let's just pretend like Xenoverse 2 isn't running off of infinite DLC packs just to extend the lifespan of the game, which is doing a great job of. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the last DLC character should be Cronoa. Yep, Cronoa, Supreme Kai of Time. Why is that? And listening to my reasoning, listening to my own reasoning, it's a perfect character to send Xenoverse 2 off. Why has it been that this character in particular has not been playable in essentially their own game? We've had Trunks, we've had the Time Patroller, we have Toa and Mira, but for some odd reason, you haven't had the character that kind of started it all in the Supreme Kai of Time. Now, if you want to go down the Super Dragon Ball Heroes route, you have multiple forms that you can use for the character. You can either use the one that we're accustomed to, and they could be maybe a low-key overpowered character. Hey, small characters, small hitboxes. But if you wanted to go down the Super Dragon Ball Heroes route, you could have an actual transformation and have Cronoa transform into, I'm going to dub it Super Cronoa, where she grows in height, form, changes form, has a little time symbol on the back of her, and can essentially function similar to a Zamasu type character. So why would we not take this opportunity to send Xenoverse 2 off with the character that started it all. That's all the justification that you would need to have this character be a DLC pack character. And of course you would have people gripe, but I'm gonna take it out on a limb here, and I would say that most of the community would be satisfied. Sure, the initial shock would be there, but I think after a day or so, people would be like, well, great, we finally get to play as the leader of the Time Patrol, Cronoa. There you go. So those have been all my choices for DLC pack characters in a hypothetical DLC pack 11 beyond DLC pack 10 character pack. Let me know what you thought of my selections in the comment section down below. Of course, I've been your perfect being and the #1 anime gaming Dragon Ball Xenoverse JoJo's Bizarre Adventure My Hero Academia channel on YouTube. Of course, the quality is in the name itself, perfection, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, follow me on my Discord, link down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.